It's time for the war cry. This one for Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Can't forget about the bros in the North tribes. Enough said that we servants of the Most High, and it's no lie. On the Most High, we teach the laws in this earth. The Lord touched my mouth, He said use His words. He made me a prophet from birth. This work, it ain't for the weak. This earth, it ain't for me. This war ain't carnal but spiritual. For the battle here is not fleshly, but the flesh weak. So I press feed on the laws of God, so don't test me. And when it's time for war, the bro sounds the horn. I'm like a beast, unleashed, you can't tame me. You preachers like cowards. You ain't rightly dividing the word of truth. You worship the creature instead the creator. Yahweh is coming to mutilate you. Oh, true. You washed and you dipped in the blood of the lamb. Gee golly, goddamn, I don't understand. If pastor's right man, then where is the man who stands in the midst of 7 golden lamps? Ain't no time to dance, we pull up our pants. We marry not now, but surely it's near. He who wants wisdom, then please give it near. Put on from the fear. The whole armor of God is what we need to wear. All of the lights is like a chandelier.
A good dude. He actually died of like syphilis or something like that later. But that goes to show you that that's the mind state of our people. We've been deceived. We don't know who we are. So, now you said African American earlier. Do you know your actual nationality? Brother, do you know your nationality? Because honestly, I could talk to the sisters all day, but it's until the men, until we get our heads right, that the rest of our nation is going to follow after.
What?
So I appreciate y'all sisters for listening, but I'm gonna work on the brother too. And I'm gonna get back to y'all. But ultimately though, as a nation, brother, we gotta guide our nation of people. You see all these brothers out here, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got nothing else better to do than to teach our people. To share some, you know what I'm saying? Because we've been shot down, we've been, you know what I'm saying, subjugated to all this wickedness. All this stuff in slavery, that happened for a reason. Did you know slavery was in the Bible? Did they teach y'all about slavery in school? Let's check out Deuteronomy 28, because this is very pivotal. If you don't know your history, it's going to keep happening to you over and over and over. So let's get some history and let's take it to the foundation. Let's understand why slavery happened to us and who we are as a people. So check this out, Deuteronomy 1 verse 1, matter of fact. Because Deuteronomy 1 verse 1. Because I'm going to show you that this book is only for a specified group of people. And in the back of your mind, I want to see, ask yourself, does this apply to me? Deuteronomy 1:1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Right, so these are all the words that apply to Israel. He spoke only to the Israelite people. Now let's get the curses that happened to the Israelite people. Deuteronomy 28:15.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
So Moses is saying, it shall happen, it shall come to pass.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So if you don't do what your God is saying, right, if you don't follow the commandments, guess what's going to happen to you?
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right, so the book says all of these curses are going to come upon us and overtake us. So basically this is going to happen to us and there's nothing we can do about it. Let's get more specifically with the curses. Now they said they teach you about slavery. How do we get here to America as a people? What mode of transportation? Did we walk here from Africa? We came here on a boat. Did you know that was in the Bible? Let's get that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Now let's explain what Egypt is, because the Bible is very redundant. It is talk about something in one place and explain it in another place.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2, verse 1. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Right, so Egypt is synonymous with bondage. That's just like saying, yo, you about to go downtown. We know we're not talking about the physical place. I'm talking about the jail, right? It was just slang that he was using when he was talking about you're going to go into Egypt again, right? So check this out.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into bondage again.
Slavery again.
With ships.
With ships. How did we get here like you just said? With ships. Did that not happen to our people? Did we not get packed on these hellified boats? 500 of us plus. It would take about 500 of us. Only like 300 of us will make it. Matter of fact, no, only like 200 of us will make it. Because we had like a ratio of about 3/5. You know what I'm saying? So, keep reading.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
So the way Moses was explaining it, right? You're not going to see it no more again. No other people can say, oh, this happened to us. The Chinese man can't say, oh, the transatlantic slave trade happened to me. You know what I'm saying? And we never going to see our homeland again. We never going to see Jerusalem again. We just going to be in these places where they scattered us. Now, check this out.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
So what happened to us after we got off those boats? Did we walk off freely? No. The Bible says we'll be sold unto our enemies. Did that not happen to us? Were we not on option blocks, just like you see here? It wasn't more than 400 years ago that they still were selling slaves in this very land. Matter of fact, we still own the last names of our slave masters today.
What?
That shows you that this book that was written over 2,000 plus years ago is a true book, and it's about us. Now let's get some more curses.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
We are sold for bondmen, slave man, bondwoman, slave woman.
And no man shall buy you.
And no man redeemed us. No man came up and said, you know what, we're gonna stop this. This is horrible. Now let's get some more curses.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Who got the definition of ghetto? Somebody get that. Somebody get that in the book. But check this out. Are we not cursed with the impoverished cities? Are we not shot down in our own streets? Are we not in every ghetto? Matter of fact, somebody gonna bring out the book that's gonna explain what the definition of a ghetto is. But we always in the hoods, in every low place in all of these different countries. Whether you go, you know, what I'm saying, to South America or whatever, we're in the hoods, we're in the slums, we're in the favelas. We cursed in the city and
cursed in the field.
We was out there picking cotton. We was out there picking sugar cane. We was out there doing all this stuff. We was out there getting whipped in our backs. We were cursing the field. We still cursing the field even today. Because guess what? If you go to jail, that's the modern day slavery. We still in the field. We still in the field chopping down rocks and stuff like that in the chain gang. But let me get this definition of what the ghetto is. Because a lot of people say, oh, this is ghetto, or this is so ghetto, or you know what I'm saying, whatever. But check this out.
The definition of ghetto, formerly in most European countries, a section of a city in which all Jews were required to live.
Right, so a ghetto is where the Jews were required to live. What are they doing in our cities right now? They poisoning our waters. That's an act of terrorism. But nobody gives a damn. That's why we curse in the city. That's why we curse in the field. Because we went against our God. And we got to come back to the laws. Right. Or it's going to keep happening. It's going to get worse. Let's get some more curses.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 25. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemy.
That's why we're getting shot down. That's why Mike Brown, every time I get on Facebook, I see another young brother get killed.
Right.
Not even with a gun in his hand. Just getting killed. Right. It's our God. He's doing this to wake us up. He's doing this, and that's not the image of Christ, brother. I like the jewelry myself. I had a Jesus piece, but that is idolatry, bro. Let me prove that to you. Matter of fact, we're going over the curses of why people getting shot down. That's one of the reasons. Idolatry is a big, heavy sin. But I know you may not know this, so I ain't going to go hard on you or nothing like that. But let me show how sick this world is, bro, because we think that's a righteous thing. We think that's holy or giving reverence, right? Nah, bro, check this out. Rebecca, you got it? Got what I want? Alright, but check this out, man. Because that ain't even the right image of Christ. Come over here and look at this sign, bro. Who you got? Who you got on your neck is this dude. But check out what that sign does.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 18. What profiteth the graven image?
It said, what profiteth the graven image? Like, what are you getting out of that? Nothing. It ain't doing nothing for you. It ain't making you smarter. It ain't making you bulletproof. It ain't making you more righteous, right?
That the maker thereof hath graven it. The molten image.
That's the molten image, right? Idolatry.
And a teacher of lies.
A teacher of lies, because right now you think that's Jesus around your neck. You didn't know that Caesar version. But let's get the real image of Christ. Let's get the real image of Christ. And I'm going to get back to why that's idolatry. But yeah, let me finish this scripture.
that the maker of his work trusteth therein to make dumb idols.
Right, that's a dumb idol. Because guess what? If the police pull you over today, you wearing a hoodie right now. You look kind of suspicious. They ain't gonna see the Jesus piece. He's alright. No, they gonna shoot you, bro. It's not profit you nothing. Right. It's a teacher of lies.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
Right, so this is the revelation or the revealing of Jesus Christ. So this book is going to reveal you what Jesus Christ looked like. Matter of fact, let's get through too.
Verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth.
So blessed is he that readeth.
And they that hear the words of this prophecy.
And you about to be blessed to even hear the words of this prophecy. Because around the whole world, that image has this whole world deceived. That is the image of the devil himself.
Right.
You worshiping the devil when you worship that image. He has the whole world deceived. But you about to be blessed today, brother.
Verse 14. His head and his hands were white like wool.
So this is the actual image of Christ right now. So pick up both of the images. I want you to compare what the Bible say Christ looked like. Read.
His head and his hands were white like wool.
So his head and his hands were white like wool. Does he got white woolly hair? Okay, that's strike one against this demon, right?
As white as snow.
Is it white? No, that's strike two against this demon.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
His eyes ain't on no flame of fire. What does it even mean to have an eyes of flame of fire? Yo, silly Christian pastors won't even be able to explain to you, but it's in the very first book. It's in Genesis. We're going to explain why his eyes were red like fire.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 12. His eyes shall be red with wine.
His eyes are red with wine. One of Christ's first miracles was turning water into wine. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't an alcoholic. He wasn't a drunkard. But it's not a sin to drink. You just can't get drunk. Now let's get back to Revelation.
Revelations 1, verse 15. And his feet.
And his feet. Now I want you to look at your feet. Is your feet brown and your body white or body purple? No, it's the same color as the rest of your body. So if I'm looking at your feet, if I'm looking under a star and I see feet, I can tell what nationality that person is based off of the feet. So let's not get simple, because a lot of Christians will be like, they'll read right over this and still worship this image. That's why it's a teacher of lies. That's idolatry.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
His feet are like unto fine brass, or like a bronze, or like a brown. It's a derivative of brown. If you look at a penny, you know what I'm saying? That's fine brass, right?
As if they burn in a furnace.
So that even up the ante, because if you take something brown, you put it in the oven for too long, and it comes out black. You know what I'm saying? That's what his feet look like. He was a dark-skinned man. So that's like strike 5 on this devil. So who the hell is this man? This is Caesar Borgia. This is your oppressor. This is who they want you to worship, because guess what? Subconsciously, when we looking at this image, we looking at and we esteeming the white man as God. Not knowing that Jesus and God were both black men.
Right.
Matter of fact, what you got? Because I want to get God. All right.
They came later after people go.
I want to get God. Yeah, let's get God.
They came later.
I'm going to show you what the Most High God looks like. Because a lot of people, they might be like, oh, he's just a puff of smoke. Or he's just a spirit or an idea or a concept. No. My God is a God of war. We are not no soft-spoken men. We got a hell of a job to do. And that's to wake up a lost people. A people that's been completely bamboozled by evil, wicked things. But actually first, before we get even more scriptures, bro, I'm going to need something from you too. Let's get 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians, because we hear about building up a nation. And I could sit here and teach all day, but if you ain't willing to change, bro, it's all going for nothing.
That's right.
So let's test your faith right quick. Read that.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 1.
So this is the book of 1 Corinthians. What I'm bringing out here is very pivotal. I want you to look at all these brothers out here and make an observation. Once the scripture is being read, it should be clear, but I'm bringing it out anyway.
Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ. Now I praise ye, brethren, that you remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you.
Right, so this is Paul speaking. He's basically saying, you know what I'm saying, do what you have to do, even when I'm not around. You know what I'm saying? Stay in order, basically.
But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God.
Right, so there's a divine order. You got the Most High God, you got Christ, you got man, you got the woman, right? Great.
Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
So let me explain that. Every man praying or prophesying. Praying is simply praying to the Father. Prophesying is having this book open, going out of scriptures. You guys listening to the scriptures, right? You cannot have your heads covered, or you're dishonoring your Christ according to the scripture.
Like the movie.
But
That Bible written 10,000 years later.
But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered.
So every man praying or prophesying, every man listening to the Bible should not have his head covered. He should not have his head covered, or else.
But every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
Right. So we dishonoring our heads if we have our heads covered. Why the scriptures are coming out? We dishonoring Christ. Let me get Sirach 32 and 24, because us to really say we believe in something or we want to change, our actions have to also reflect this. You know what I'm saying? We can't build a nation and then people just like, okay, I'm hearing what you're saying, but I'm still to me. Like, it doesn't work like that. It takes a collective group. Like, even bringing out the whole joint with the head covering, like, brothers, y'all should take your hats off. You know what I'm saying? It's dishonoring to Christ. I'm just leaving it like that. But check this out.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 32, verse 24. He that believeth in the Lord taketh heed to the commandments.
So if you really believe in God, you're going to take heed to the commandments. Because what we read earlier was a commandment. It's not no suggestion. You think the Bible is a book of suggestions? No. It's a book of commandments. So if you say take your hat off, while you praying the prophesying is clear cut. Now, we're going to get some more, what you got? Okay, so let's get more on this fake image.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
So who is the he they're talking about right now? The he is talking about the so-called Edomites, the so-called white man, right? He had power to give image unto the beast. He had power to give image unto this image right here. He had power to give life into this one. By his movies, by his media, by his pictures, by his propaganda, all of that.
The book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
So the whole earth is ran by the wicked. Esau is the wicked. And many of our people are wicked as hell too. Right. Including ones keeping their head covered while the scripture's coming out. I'm just saying. But let's keep getting that.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
He covers the faces of the judges thereof. So the actual prophets, he's not going to show you what Moses looked like. He's going to come out with movies with Moses being a white dude. Where do we get that from? Because everybody in the Bible black except for Esau.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Right. So he gave power to this image to make movies, to make media, make all those different things like I said earlier. Not to mention, anybody that's not worshiping this image will be killed. Back in the old times of the Crusades, they would literally try to assimilate our people by accepting that image. A lot of people in South America were killed by Jesuit priests, burned at stakes, but not accepting that image. It gets deep.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 24. For there shall arise false Christ.
So there shall arise many false Christs. This image is a false Christ. It's not even consistent. Because you have a blonde hair, blue eyed Jesus. Then you have a brown hair, brown eyed Jesus. Like, what the hell is this? This image is portrayed so many different times, so many different ways, claiming to be the same person. But it's all lies. It's all lies and falsehoods.
And false prophets.
And false prophets, your T.D. Jakes, your Joel Osteens, your Creflo Dollars, they all false prophets.
Right.
All false prophets.
And shall show great signs and wonders.
So they show great signs and wonders. They doing all these different faith healings and all this other stuff. And they shall season and prosper, telling the people what they want to hear, not what they need to do to change. And catching the Holy Ghost, speaking in tongues, all that man.
And so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect.
Right. So if it were possible, but it's not. Because the guys, real people are going to wake up. You know what I'm saying? His people are going to hear his voice. His real sheep are going to follow him. Now check this out. Also want to get you, let's get into some laws, man. Because, you know what I'm saying? First of all, let's get back to the basics. All these brothers out here, we commanded to wear fringes. Because I can go into the history, I can tell you about Christ, but something's got to change, bro. If you ain't keeping these laws, you're bound for death. So let me give you your medicine.
The book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments.
Right, so the Most High God told Moses to force the children of Israel to wear fringes on all of their garments.
Throughout their generations.
So this never gonna end. This is something I'm gonna teach my son gonna teach his son, and so on and so forth.
And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
Right, so he gave us our dress code. We're gonna wear fringes and a border of blue. Now check this out, brother. An Amish dude. How do you identify an Amish dude? By his hat, by what he wears. A monk. How do you identify a monk? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? A Muslim. How do you identify a Muslim or something? Right. All right, so how do you identify Israelites? God gave us his dress code.
Right.
The holiest people on earth, he gave a dress code.
Right.
He told us to put on fringes.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.